All right. Well, let's talk about another city, and that is Mayor Adams wants to
Yeah, it's your neck of the
make
woods,
sure
buddy.
that Uber and Lyft must be emission free or wheelchair accessible by 2030.
Yeah, that's your neck of the woods. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I'm in Buffalo. New York
Yeah.
City is a whole
Yeah.
different beast than here.
How's that
So,
going? How do you think is that going to work out? Do you think it's going to work out? How's that going to work out by 2030? It's only like 7 years, actually 6 years now, because we're about to finish 2023.
I think that that's a want and a wish, and I think as it gets closer, the reality of the situation is, they're going to probably have to extend it and extend it and extend it. Whether it actually happens or not is for it to be seen. But um, I mean, time will tell. I could be wrong. I could be right. Who knows? But I think it's going to be pushed back.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, obviously, Uber said that already, and Lyft said that by 2030, they want the whole fleet of millions of drivers to be driving EVs.
Oh, they're funny. They're funny. They're
If
funny.
you're paying me
'Cause
60 cents a mile, 50 cents a mile on a long trip, how am I supposed to drive EVs? So how am I going to afford any of that shit?
Yeah,
I'm not even
exactly.
sure.
Ain't gonna happen. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
80,000 cars
Um,
in 80,000
you know,
cars in New
this
York.
guy is just as bad as Cruz. Let's just call it what it is. All the
Oh, your
bullshit.
buddy at Cruise? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all the same.
Yeah,
But
I
for
don't
real,
know.
like, here's the thing. I just got a new car. My Jeep was 10 years.
Yeah.
I want this I want my car to last another 10 or so years.
You will.
And that's beyond. And yeah, and I take care of it. I keep it clean. I make sure it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm driving part-time. I'm not full-time, so there's
yeah.
that difference there. So for a full-timer, you're probably changing cars every 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
For us part-timers, you could probably get 10 or so, maybe even a little bit more.
yeah.
Joe actually, his car is just past the threshold because of the age of the car, and he's got so many miles on his car. He just hit 250,000. So he's going to have to be looking at a new car soon because his car won't be eligible to be on the platforms anymore. So yeah, it's an unfortunate thing, but I mean, I'm going to try keeping it as long as I can. And,
Yeah,
I'm not going to make that switch to EVs right now if they're not offering me anything.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. If
how
you're in
much are
New
they
York,
really offering?
no,
Ugh,
well, a shady dollar. So I don't know.
yeah, shady dollar. And I mean, I like lifts.
Mhm.
I like what Lyft is doing for their bonus, but the problem is that's only in California. That's not in the rest
Only
of
in
the country.
California. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you really doing to incentivize me to switch to an electric vehicle
I don't know.
versus not? And
Well,
I mean, the cost and everything. I mean,
look what it says
Teslas
on
are coming
the,
down. I mean,
you know,
you could get a Model Y for under 40K now. You could get a Model 3
well,
for I think it's
I
around
read,
30, 35.
yeah, I know, but I read an article today actually that especially in California, there's a 7,500, or nationwide actually, there's a 7,500 tax credit, right? Those tax
Yep.
credits were going on your tax return as of January. And I'm going to talk to you guys. You should talk to Gabe about this on your EV Money Show. That the dealers are going to be allowed on the spot to deduct that
Yep.
7,500 from the car's price MSRP. So then,
Yep.
if a Tesla Model Y is like 48, and you deduct that, it's like 40 grand, and Model 3 will be like 25 grand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did talk
So,
about that on the show already a couple of times, but the
okay.
thing is, there's a lot of things that are in that bill that are coming to fruition on the first of the year. The
Okay.
problem is the IRS and some of these organizations that need to kind of codify it have
Yeah.
not yet. So
Have not.
Gabe's already talked to a couple of people and
Okay.
said that they don't even have the answers to the questions that he's asking yet. So,
Okay.
like, if it's used for light commercial purposes, what is light commercial and purposes? Is that for Uber and Lyft driving, where
Okay.
it doesn't matter where it comes from? There's commercial vehicles and incentives that you can get. And, there's a lot of things that's you know on that, but can't be answered yet. So hopefully over the next several weeks it will be, considering we're almost at the end of October. We're midway through October, almost at the end, and there's 2 months left, and they
Yeah.
fly by quick because you have all of the holidays that are coming up. So
Yeah.
it's going to go by really quick, and all of a sudden the first is going to be here. And who knows, maybe it's going to be like your California Treasury office who's like, oh, we're not changing anything, and then all of a sudden they got called out and they had to change things. So who knows?
Yeah, so I'm not buying this, that by 2030 all cars,
No,
there's 80,000
no,
rideshare drivers
there's no
with
way.
a cap on it. 80,000, I bet you less than 10% are probably EVs. How is that going to happen in the next 7 years? Especially if you're asking the driver to make that major investment. No,
Yeah.
not
And then
gonna happen.
here's the thing. How many chargers do they have? How many chargers are they going to have? You know, do
Exactly.
the electricity that they have to provide for these? I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot more that has to go into this versus saying,
yeah,
let's put a
yeah.
Band-Aid over this giant plug of water that's coming. It's like,
I
no,
agree.
it
I
doesn't
agree.
make sense. Like you need to, if
I
you
agree.
really want to think of the full picture, you got to think of the full picture. They're like saying all these like happy little talking points, and that's where they're at. So
I agree.
um,
I agree. Yeah.
that's all I'm going to say there. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.